Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. You're going to see what Spirit wants you to know today, what your message is. I hope that this reading finds you all well. And I do appreciate all of you for being here, supporting my channel. I especially am grateful for all of my subscribers, as well as my members. I will have another members only video coming out very soon. And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't make the story fit if it's not for you. And I do ask that if you do leave comments about the reading or for the reading, please let them be kind, okay? Not all readings will be for everyone, and that is quite all right. The only true way to have a reading be meant for you, 100%, is by having a personal reading done. So I do recommend that if anyone has, issues with collective readings in general, not just on my channel, but other channels as well, to go ahead and find a reader you connect with and see if they do personal readings. Okay. All right. Sorry, I felt the need to mention that. All right. So let's see here. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangel Michael, what is the message for the collective today? We're starting with an Angel Love deck. So today is actually going to be a love reading. I don't set intentions of what my readings are about. I just do what Spirit tells me to do. And so today we are actually starting with a love oracle deck. So today this is an actual love reading. Okay. All right. So first card out is new love. A new person has stirred romantic feelings. So you might resonate with someone new that's maybe just come into your life. Could be that there's someone coming in the future, and this is predictive. Okay. So, as we know, there are readings out there that sometimes focus on what you have going on right now, might be focused on the past, could also be focusing on your future. Okay. So, take it as it resonates. But it looks like maybe you all have been manifesting this person. Okay. So it's calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So if this person has already entered your life, or if this is something, like I said, that is coming in the future, Spirit is saying the reason for this is because you all are manifesting it. Okay. So whether you are manifesting consciously, where you are maybe doing scripting and you are maybe making a visual board, like a vision board. For some reason I was wanting to call it something different, but it's a vision board. Yeah. You could be consciously thinking of someone that you have in mind. It could be also that you're consciously, physically praying for something, someone or this new person to come in. Okay. It could be any of those things, and I'm just saying that that's as opposed to our thoughts that run through our head that we don't really feel like we have control over. That's another way of manifesting, but it's not really something that you are actually putting out there per se. So yeah, so I feel like this is manifesting. Okay, basically that's the bottom line. All right, so we have children as well. Your love life is being affected by children. So it's possible that you have children. Maybe this new person has children. Okay, so take that part as it resonates. Obviously, as we know, not every reading, like I said, will be your reading 100%, and that is okay. Okay, so, and we also have pay attention to red flags. The signs are cautioning you. All right, so I was called to look at the bottom there, and it looks like this connection, this new person, there might be some red flags that are present that maybe you won't see as red flags, at least initially. You might see them as being more like pink flags, or little less than red flags, like, oh, well, it's not a deal breaker, I can deal with that. Well, spirit and the universe are saying that these could be significant red flags. So definitely pay attention to those. Okay. Sometimes when we have people that come into our lives that we really connect deeply with, that we feel like we have a soul connection with, we don't want to think that there's going to be anything negative involved. We don't want to think that there are red flags, but unfortunately, these, these things happen. And unfortunately, we're all presented with lessons on a continual basis here. So, not to say that this is not, not your person. Obviously it looks like it is a soulmate of yours, but not all soulmates are meant to be in our lives forever. Some are meant to teach us lessons, but this could be either one of those for you. Okay. And just because they have red flags does not mean that it's not meant to be for you to be with this person. Okay. So, all right, Spirit, who is this person? How will the collective know who this person is when this person shows up, or if they're in their life already? All right, well, there you go. We've got the King of Cups. So this person, could have water significantly in their chart. So they can be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. All right. Or like I said, it could just be the energy. So, the King of Cups is very loving. They might not show it as easily or often as the Queen of Cups does. However, the King of Cups is a very loving individual. Okay. They're very emotional. They're loving. Like I said, are they emotional as far as showing them the emotions all the time? Not necessarily, but deep down, they are emotional people. Okay. So this is an emotional person. I feel like this person is an emotionally vulnerable person. Okay. And they are in touch with their emotions. And this person most likely is very intuitive and tries to also follow their intuition when presented. Okay. I feel like this person could be wanting to move on to calmer waters after maybe something has transpired in their life. Okay. So, if, like I said, if this person is in your life now, or if you feel like this is something predictive, you might hear something from this person, or you might, like I said, in conversation, learn something about this person where maybe they were in a situation and they were looking to have more peace in their life, more balance, maybe, and they were just looking to move on to, calmer times. Okay. So I feel like, again, this person has walked away from something. Okay. With the Eight of Cups. This person has walked away from a situation or a person. Yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles, they've walked away from something else that they've been investing in. Okay. And that could be another connection, relationship where there could be children involved. Okay. Um, what else do we have here, Spirit? What else do we have about this person? Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this connection is destined in one way or another. So this is a soulmate that was meant to be on your path. Okay. And that, this person could actually change your life in one way or another. I do feel like it will change both of your lives, actually, whatever this connection entails. But this is a destined connection. Okay. So this person was destined to be on your path here. Okay. Um, what else do we have about this person, Spirit? Okay. Let's see. What do we got here that came out? All right. So we do have the Empress. So I do feel like this person could have been married before. This person, with the Empress, it could be that this person, like I said, could have children with this person because, so this person could be a parent, because the Empress a lot of times can be a parent. Okay. But we do have the Ten of Wands. So I feel like this is an individual. This King of Cups is an individual. And, male or female obviously doesn't matter the gender here. But this person, this King of Cups, has been very burdened by whatever this connection with this Empress has been. Yeah. And this King of Cups is now looking to heal after whatever this situation is or was for them. Okay. We do have the Page of Wands as well. So I feel like this person is somehow going to communicate here with you. I don't know if this is someone that you're meeting online. It could be someone that, it's possible for some of you that maybe it's like a friend of a friend that you met briefly out and about, but never really, nothing really came of it. It can also be a brand new person that, say maybe comes into your workplace, or that maybe you meet at your coffee shop or your grocery store, something like that. And somehow you, maybe exchange numbers, or, something like that. Okay. On the bottom, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like, this person is kind of, I feel like both of you actually are kind of like going back and forth about which direction to move in. And, when you meet this person, you might be going back and forth in your head, like, oh, well, they've got a child, they've got baggage. Do I really want to be involved with someone like that? And this person might feel the same about you. Okay. Just because they have things that they're dealing with. All right. And this person could still be dealing with a possible divorce, child support. I mean, there could be multiple things at play here that are, influencing things. Okay. But we'll see, what these potential red flags are as well. Okay. All right. So, all right, Spirit. What are the potential red flags that you're speaking of here? What are these potential red flags with this person for the collective to be aware of? Okay, so we've got the Page of Pentacles. So that could be a child, could also be something regarding a message. It could be that this person is immature. That is possible as well. We've got the King of Wands. So I feel like, this person might be, looking for something passionate, especially if, this person has maybe been in a relationship or marriage or whatever, with someone that they, maybe the passion has fizzled out, and so this person hasn't been intimate with someone for a while, so they're really looking for that, like a passionate, intimate, schmegdual connection, something like that. And so, the King of Wands, I, always say, it's still a king, but it's kind of one step up from the Knight of Wands. So the King of Wands, might still have a wandering eye. They might still be wondering if the grass is greener elsewhere. And, for those reasons, I mean, and the person can also have potential commitment issues as well. And a lot of that, like I said, is due to the fact that, passion sometimes means more to this person than anything else. We do have them presenting as well as the King of Cups, though. So I feel like this person, is, I don't want to say balanced necessarily, but they do have that sense of love and intuition, as well as that sense of passion. But as far as the red flag, that's the passionate part that Spirit is wanting to warn you of. Okay. Because I feel like a lot of my readings are warning readings for the collective. So I feel like, maybe you might resonate with noticing the passion, and that passion is paramount for this person in a message. Maybe it's something that they say or something that they allude to in a message that, kind of tips you off. But it could also be, like a sense of you feeling like they're a little bit immature too. Okay. And that they're, looking more for a good time and not necessarily a long time right now, especially if they're still dealing with someone or getting out of another connection. Okay. Like maybe they haven't given themselves enough time to heal. We do have the Four of Swords that came out, but, and I do feel like they're trying to heal from this past connection that they were in. However, the healing process is not a one and done type thing. So it does take some time. Okay. What else about the red flags here, Spirit? The potential red flags. What else do we need to know about that? Okay, so we've got the moon. All right, there are things that are hidden here, okay, that are involved with this person. Let's see, I did have a card that just flew on. Okay. Okay, yeah, we've got the Five of Pentacles and it was upright. So, this person might be in a state of lack, okay? So a lack mentality, and that could have something to do with their finances. Okay, so if they do have a child or children, plus a past partner that they might be paying alimony to, child support to, paying divorce fees, whatever might. Oh, sorry, I just hit my microphone. Whatever might be involved. This person could be in a state of lack, and they could be having financial issues that you might not know about. Okay, so that could be one of the things that it's possible they might be upfront about it, but most people, don't like to talk about those types of things. So that could be one of the things that's hidden as well. I am going to clarify the moon in just a moment, but what else do we need to know about potential red flags before we start clarifying, Spirit? What else do we need to know about these red flags? Okay. Yeah, we've got strength. So this person is holding back. Okay. They could be holding back, truths. They could be holding back from really being, themselves, or allowing themselves to have a new beginning, at least completely. All right. They might be still attached to the past, or, this past person. But I feel with strength as well that this person is kind of working on their confidence level. So they might have a self-esteem issue as well. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? And that might also have to do, that ties in a little bit with that Five of Pentacles. A lot of times, people's self-esteem does tie in with feeling that sense of being in lack. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we've got the Lovers that came out in reverse. So I feel like with the Lovers in reverse, this card in reverse usually talks about imbalance, disharmony, conflict, detachments, bad, decisions especially in love. And so I feel like this person has really been affected, feeling like that, like I said, in a state of lack. They feel like they're less than. They feel that they, just don't have that inner sense of inner strength. And I think it's because not only have they dealt with whatever this connection or relationship was that they're getting out of, but it's also possibly related to past experiences even before this person. Okay, so it might be like a string of things in their past, basically relationships, connections, whatever has failed before. Okay. Anything else about the red flags here, Spirit? And that Lovers just kind of like flew out. Okay. What else about the red flags here? All right. What do we got here? All right. Yeah, we've got the Eight of Swords. So this person, they might have an actual issue with anxiety. So they could be like on medication. They could be seeing an actual doctor because of anxiety issues. This person could have like a mental health issue that maybe they are embarrassed about and they don't really want people to know about. But this person is affected by this. Okay. So this might be something as well that you might, deem as like a red flag. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Swords. So, this is all about you finding out the truth here, and having clarity before you move on with, or forward with this person. Whoever this new person is that is either in your life or who is going to be coming into your life, Spirit is saying make sure that you gain the clarity you need, for any red flags that you are seeing or are feeling intuitively, because you definitely need to know the truth before you jump in with someone here. Okay. Not to say that you would jump in right away with anyone, but I'm just saying, before you, it's so easy to get carried away and get so excited about being with someone new, especially someone that you connect with on a deep level. Like I said, it is completely normal. So let's clarify. I'm grabbing a different deck here. All right. Spirit, what can you tell us about this moon? Is there anything that you can tell us to give us clarity about the moon? Okay, that's a lot of cards. All right, what do we have here? Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles. They could possibly be juggling more things than they are admitting. Okay, we've got the Devil. All right, so there are at least certain things that are considered maybe toxicities with this person, and this person, I mean, we've got the Eight of Swords, so it, devil energy could be anxiety. It could, but there could be substance issues. There could be like addiction. There could be wounding that needs healing as far as like codependency issues, fear of being alone, especially if this person just got out of a relationship and is trying to jump in with you, okay, without giving time to heal. It's also possible that maybe, this person has negative patterns or ways of thinking, mindsets, things like that, where that's affecting them as well. So, even that state of lack can be potentially devil energy, because devil energy is really just anything negative that, or anything that actually affects us in a negative way. Okay. We do have the Page of Wands. So I feel like with that moon, they might be just selectively telling you things, okay, that they might not be telling you the entire truth. And they might be keeping things lighthearted and possibly even using jokes and laughter to not distract you, but kind of redirect you to not really think about what is actually beneath the surface. Okay. So yeah, yeah. Anything else about that moon, Spirit? Anything about that moon? Now it's possible that maybe there's, there are more parties than, than just you. Okay. I don't really see anything really that indicates a third party necessarily, that, it would be you and another party on the side for this person. But, the Page of Wands can be, like a flirty way of communicating. So if this person, does do that, and with the Two of Pentacles, it is possible that they're juggling you with another person, and, if this person hasn't completely left this past situation, maybe they're just separated. Okay. I don't have the Seven of Swords, so I'm not saying this person is lying, but I mean, this person could be still holding on. They might not be completely detached and separated from this person. We do have the Nine of Swords. So, this person could be hiding that their anxiety keeps them up at night. Okay. They're very stressed about their life and about their entire situation. And I feel like they're very anxious about the ending that has happened between them and this other person, in addition to being stressed about starting a new connection, potentially. Okay. But on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. So, it is possible that this person is not completely truthful about maybe their money, as like I was saying before. It could also be that they're not being 100% honest about their family situation or what they had with this other person. Okay. And then, under that is the King of Wands again. So we do have the King of Wands twice here. So, like I said, it is possible for some of you out there that this, new person, I don't want to say that they're looking for a rebound, but it almost seems that way. Okay. So be prepared and be aware that, to, look for red flags to make sure that this is not a rebound situation. Okay. I kind of feel like that might be what this reading is about. Okay. And it's not to say that you can't be with this person and that it won't work out, but, the red flags need to be addressed though. All right. As far as signs, we have water, we have air, earth, and I think we have fire. Let me see. Yes, and fire. So we have all signs. Additionally, we've got Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. We have Libra and Taurus again. We have Pisces. We have Leo. We have Gemini and Capricorn. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that this reading helped. I hope it brought clarity and insight for you. If you feel like it did resonate for your situation or something that maybe you're manifesting to come in and you feel like it is helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you feel like being a member of my channel, I certainly appreciate all of you. The join button is below with the information regarding that. And until next time, take care and namaste, my friends.